vibrations, sweet babies. Happy solar eclipse. It is the time of the solar eclipse when I am here recording this. Actually, it's tomorrow, so I'm feeling into the energies ahead of time, as I always like to do. Occasionally, I will pull cards like when I'm in the energy of a specific transit. I might find myself wanting to take some time and shuffle some cards tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be surrounded by some people who are very woo-woo and will encourage these parts of myself. But I'm definitely going to be very much like in the day and enjoying my day and enjoying the energy of that day. Yes, I'm with my buddy boy again today. Okay, Troy. No bark. So during full moons, 57 is showing up right away. But during full moons, things of that nature, I usually like to be forecasting the energy, and then once it's there, I'm in it, and I'm utilizing it, and I'm using it to alchemize my experience. So we'll see. We'll see if I get on to record anything through this weekend. But this solar eclipse, which the sun is masculine, light, right? It is solar. It is light. I don't know how else to explain it other than just bright, luminescent exposure. And lay in your bed. Enjoy the sun. Troy, lay down. He just went out there. I don't know why he's acting like he wants to be inside. He just might want to be a part of the reading. I've told you, friends, he likes to be a part of it. Okay, we're back. 37 might be significant, representing harmony with life and with the nature of life and the way things are. So, yes, solar, sun, masculine, self, identity, action. And that is very much what this solar eclipse energy for us collective is asking us to look at. This is not a time to let yourself get distracted from what you've been reflecting on, working towards. Some significant dates are 1/1, 12/12, 10/20, maybe. Yeah, this is not a time for you to get distracted because the energy is moving and it feels good and there's momentum picking up. But there is a lot of significant change and transformation that you've just undergone. And the ripple effects of this are going to start showing up for you in these next few shadow periods, which is going to bring us into early to mid-April. I'm curious how many cards. Sevens were showing up. 333 showing up for this collective. So as you're feeling this jovial, fun, lighthearted energy, as you should. That's what you deserve and what you need to feel into. But do just remember that you've gone through quite a bit right now, and that you are very in tune right now. You committed to a specific path. Okay, you planted seeds here. There's a lot of flower symbolism showing up. You planted seeds for something that's going to be fruitful and grow through these seasons of your life, the next season of your life. So, yeah, you need to maybe just focus on creating roots for yourself. I feel like there's a specific reunion or something going on within the family that's feeling as though it needs a little bit more focus, or it's just causing a disruption to your focus. And we're going to pull more cards into that, actually. Seems like at the bottom of it is money situations, bad finances, maybe somebody taking chances with finances. I know I've been bringing up family quite a bit, and it seems like there's some cycles that you're noticing happening within your life that are just maybe related to your family systems and your family dynamic. But you're trying to get rooted. You're trying to get rooted. You're looking to manifest something. You're looking for a new beginning, and you're trying not to overwork yourself right now. You might be in a place of some heart healing, and it just feels like maybe the family dynamics and the family systems are showing up for you in some way. You and your very own self in this time and period, maybe through the solar eclipse energy, just might be noticing some of that. You're feeling really divinely guided, and I feel like oops, sorry, headphone users, the card just flew at you. It feels as though you're looking for guidance on how to have a conversation, a difficult conversation of some kind. And it feels like or maybe there was some kind of difficult conversation, or a tense conversation was had between you and somebody, or might be happening at the time of the solar eclipse. I do feel as though you, though, on your own individually, you are just feeling like you're taking the right kind of chances right now. Healing just came out, yin yang, balance, heart space. To me, there's also like a bond that's been showing up a lot through the last couple of readings. Whoa, these cards are flying out today. You're a very hopeful person. You have a lot of like hope and whimsical energy to your life. Rainbow here is a symbolism. Don't be someone who has their head in the clouds, okay? Like I said, this solar eclipse is definitely more of an active and action-based type of energy. It's really going to be about doing things that excite you and light you up. But because we're moving from Aries into Pisces, there is an energy here of Pisces is known to be the dreamer, very imaginative, but they also, the unconscious Pisces is known to have their head in the clouds, easily distracted, just very easy to lose touch with a grounded sense of reality. They are very emotion led, okay? And during this time, there's going to be a lot of synchronicities, probably coming in the form of angel numbers. Oh, 37 just popped out. 7s are showing up a lot. And like I said, 3s. We have, let's see. Yeah, so a lot of connection to your source, higher power through symbolism. A lot of angel numbers, confirmations. I feel as though you're actually going to be getting a lot of kind of messages from your community. Maybe people around you. I talked about this in another reading as well. People around you are kind of like saying things that you only really, like maybe you journaled it, wrote it down somewhere, but you really only communicated those things to spirit. And like, I just have a feeling like you're hearing it from places around you. And this is beautiful. This is like what I think a lot of people refer to as like God working through people. But have a sense of stability. I didn't want to say this, but this is what was coming up for me underneath what I just said was like, but don't get carried away. Like when that happens for you, make sure you're still coming from a grounded place. You know, yeah, you might be hearing a lot of things, and I'm specifically picking up on like your energy is very heightened and sensitive right now. I feel like you're very in tune, you're very connected to your source and to spirit guides as they show up all around you, tuning into the present moment, and it's all really beautiful. I also not only know from experience, but because this is what's just really been said from many people as they describe sort of like their ascension or spiritual journey. 17 showing up. You're here on the right path. You're where you need to be. Try your best. Balance, right? Showed up before as well. To keep one foot in the physical realm, right? And try to keep your other foot in that, what I like to call like more of like the ethereal realm, right? Where you're able to really understand that you are a spiritual being having a physical experience. And it's necessary for us to have both. Sometimes as another form of escapism, we like romanticize and spiritual bypass, right? And it's a form of feeling like it's in a form of escapism, essentially, right? And in some way we're using it to distract ourselves from the reality that we are physical beings having a physical experience. And that in itself is really beautiful and really magical and something to really appreciate and love and enjoy. So try to have a sense of stability around things as you reflect. This could be things regarding abundance in all shapes, all forms. It could be regarding feminine energy, and it could be regarding relationships. Venus is still retrograde, okay? So you may still have like some interesting 11:11 is showing up. 12:12 is also showing up right here in this moment. You may be having some interesting moments of curiosity regarding your connections, your relationships in all forms, all your different dynamics, community, romantic, this could be work, this could be family, friendships, whatever, so 57 is showing up here. There's just this energy here of like, what's been showing up for me, and I'm just going to follow, right here it says Palm, Destiny. What's been showing up for me lately is I feel as though us collective, especially those of us who have been doing heart space healing, are understanding how powerful, grounded, stable, consistent connection is. Movies, fiction, stories, fairy tales, all these things do not romanticize stable, consistent, persistent love, connection, support. I forget where I heard this, but actually, no, I don't. It was this very interesting YouTube video that I stumbled upon with someone a while ago, and they were basically just explaining, like, when we watch all these movies about people's slice of life and we relate to the main character, or their story is similar, they go through some kind of similar event, experience, or it's very drama and extravagant, theatrical, and then we see the ending, and hopefully, if it's a fairy tale, it all works out and it's beautiful. But what the video was explaining was like, but that's where the video ends, but that doesn't mean that's where their story ends. And it's not based in reality anyway. That is just a fictional tale that glamorizes this idea of like, you go through a problem, you come out on the other side, and then everything's happily ever after. But in reality, like, our story, we don't really know what happens to that character, right, after the credits roll. And I think, like, the real message to that is understanding, like, there is a beautiful gift in, like, understanding the true reality of life is that there's always going to be challenges. There are always going to be moments of difficulty, of not knowing what to really do or how to handle things. Like, I've seen this as well coming up, and it all really ties in together of just like, things are hard, you just kind of have to choose what hard you decide to deal with. Like, I wish I could find the post, but I know it would take me a while to like go and sift through that, and I don't want to do that right now. But it's like, managing like a big amount of money is hard. Living broke for the rest of your life is also hard, just you get to choose and decide what your hard will be. Like, having difficult conversations in relationships that contribute to growth or healing is very difficult and can be hard. But being in relationships where no one is growing and you contribute to toxic habits is also hard. Like, choose your hard, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's the way that I like to look at things, is like, if I know that inherently life is going to throw challenges, there's going to be moments where it feels like an uphill battle. And I also know that, like, if I'm feeling challenged, that's because I am growing. That's because I'm expanding. I'm being forced to think differently. I'm being forced to use new skills. I'm being forced to problem solve, etc., etc. Yes, sucks sometimes, of course. But ultimately, I'm not just sitting still, twiddling my thumbs, and nothing's happening for my life. And no, I'm not going to willingly throw myself into challenging situations. 37 just showed up. But I know that I'm capable, right? I know that I can handle these things when they show up. And for me, the end of the day, when I really sit with myself and what I have going on, like, would I really want to trade my problems with anyone else? It's silly. Like, I know we're all tired of hearing that quote of like, oh, someone else always has it worse, because it's not to invalidate what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're going through, but really and truly, like, the problems that you are having right now, if you're having any, or maybe challenges that you're facing, things that are requiring a different version of you, feel strenuous, think, would you rather trade this for someone else's problems, or would you trade this for the problems that you were having, you know, even a couple versions of self ago? Because you have gone through quite a metamorphosis. Butterfly medicine. So yeah, this solar eclipse is really just a very lighthearted, very solar plexus. Yeah, ooh, yes. Solar plexus, right? Like, connecting back to your own energy, like being able to instead feel like you're taking in all of the energy around you all of the time. Now I have this sense of like you being in a place of like it is like exuding out from you, and that version of self, right? We talked about this collective, like you're probably this group of people, if you're vibing and jiving with me, of like people who are not afraid to have a little bit of visibility, to be seen, to put yourself out there, to share your gifts. I'm just gonna say there's a little bit of center of attention energy here. And that's beautiful. I feel like that itself, it has been a healing journey for you in identity and understanding who you are and how you present yourself and the energy that you give out to the world. And I just feel like you're really fully stepping into that in a really aligned way. I see that this solar 27 significant, this solar eclipse is really going to just be another part of your journey. You know, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you that there's really no like huge rebirth and all of a sudden your whole life is completely different or anything. But I will say it again, the seeds have been planted. The seeds have been planted, okay? And you might be dealing with something. Something might show up around the time of the eclipse, or maybe what seeds have been planted might kind of activate this energy of someone who struggles with surrendering to their journey, or somebody who's just too full of themselves, someone who just doesn't perceive things in a super balanced way. Maybe during the time of Mercury retrograde, it could be just tense conversations, communication issues, breakdowns. This could even be involving electronics or something. 333 is showing up on a timestamp. And it feels like almost like this buzzing in your ear, just like bzz, 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 like a little gnat or something, and it's just like, you want to get out of my ear, like get out of my grill. And I just want to say, like, this may require you to feel a little bit of resilience on your journey at some point, with however this ties to the solar eclipse energy. Now, I love being able to pre-record these energy forecasts, and then, honey, when I live through the experiences, I'm like, bro, the cards, it's in the cards, honey. This may be involving an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. There's a need to surrender to your journey in this process, even when it's requiring you to be a little bit resilient. Just kind of stay in your flow, do what you've been doing. You know, there is a lot more energy here around wanting to act. I like put action into motion. I feel like the best way to do this is to do this through creativity, right? Solar plexus is going to ask you to express yourself, right? And we had a lot of throat space activation as of lately. I'm seeing like this solar plexus sort of energy is very much more about healing your own energy and how you connect to others, your chemistry with others. You might be giving off like a different aura right now. Let's see, there is an energy, like I said, that something is just feeling like tense conversation, or just like words were exchanged, will be exchanged. Somebody, it's just like a miscommunication, something annoying like that. But it does trip you up, and it does kind of like make you question, like, oh my God, like, am I really able to just be in the flow with this journey? Like, truly, like, this sucks, you know? But there's also an indicator here that someone might be trying to sabotage what's going on your path right now, or might try to. I hear someone might be going somewhere, but they'll be back soon. That's such an interesting message. They'll be like right back. You don't know really what to expect. There's an energy of like feeling used in some way, or something along those lines. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is showing up here, and you're not really sure what to expect, but I do see that there is an indication here for a lot of like intimacy, connection, reminiscing on intimacy and connection, planting seeds. You planted seeds for this experience, but you need to just give it time now to actually like grow and sprout. 27 and 37 again on the timestamp. So whatever this energy is here of like the worry and fear of like how to feel in flow with your journey, there's really no need to be worrying. I see that this is water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Yeah, you don't need to worry about that. Just give things time. Yeah, you're like, don't distract yourself with what could go wrong and what you're worried about. Just keep pouring into your art. Yeah. All right, well, I think I'm just going to pull a few of these clarifiers before I let you go. Okay, that was a little crazy. Okay, yeah, air, we said air sign, frozen, health, 12-12. You might need to protect your energy from somebody who's just like tripping you up, and like they might not even really mean to be doing it, but this like something that they said is just like, really, come on, and it just like makes you like maybe get in your head a little bit, and that's okay. But just find your flow, get back to what you've been feeling, that balance you've been feeling. The mountain lion energy is here to show up and tell you that you are being asked to show a different type of leadership in this time. You need to embrace your individuality and your uniqueness in your situation. This might even show up with like the kinds of things that you want to do around the time of the solar eclipse and what you are feeling into. It just might be a little bit different than what other people might be wanting to do, but you're very much on a higher, I don't want to say higher path than they are, but you're on a higher path for yourself than you have been. And you know that right now you're going to be planting seeds for something very 333 again. You know that you are planting seeds right now, and Labyrinth showed up twice. You're in this place of just knowing that you need to like let go of trying to rush this process and trying to rush into what I'm feeling is like just some kind of distraction, some kind of like, all right, like let's get on with this, like let's, you know what I mean, that type of thing. You might kind of like rush the art of letting go, and Mars is gonna show up again sooner or later and show you that that's fucking bullshit. So just like how you repressed some things in the past that might have been showing up over the last month of February, whatever you try to do that with under this solar eclipse is 1,010%. That is my scientific assessment. Will come out, and yep, throat space is right here. Again, in the future. And it might come out in your mental health. So let go and let God in certain situations. Not just like let go and tell yourself, okay, yep, I've let things go. I've moved on. Like that's over and done with, blah, blah, blah. But like truly, you're still activated by something that's going on, and there's this true ask of the planets right now. The cosmos are asking you to just live in your truth, okay? To live in your truth, honor the truth of you, who you are, what you feel, what you want, and trust in the truth of your journey, what you've learned on your journey, where you want your journey to go, right? You're telling the universe what you want. The universe is conspiring in your favor. Luck has been on your side in this situation. And right now, I think you're really understanding the power of being intentional of where you give energy to, what actions you take, and kind of what you offer to your journey, and how it's a co-creation, it's a collaborative dance with the universe. So yeah, have fun, right? Flamingo medicine is showing up here. I think you're going to be connected. I think you're going to be around community. I think you're going to be around cool people, and this is really fantastic for you. I think you are going to find a lot of fun and joy and heart healing in what you are able to do when you actually surrender and let go into your feelings and what they actually are, and not running from them and not hiding from them. And there might be someone in your journey who's trying to tell you to do that, or maybe just exemplifies doing that. And for some reason, it's over eclipse season. It wasn't shaking you up, it wasn't activating you, but over the solar eclipse, something about this. Sun sign is also how I relate to paternal, right? It's like understanding like ourself due to the relationship of the paternal figure. Like the moon is the relationship to the maternal. It's very interesting. So whatever sign your sun sign is in, speaks a lot to the nature of your relationship and dynamic to your paternal figures. Okay? So that might be something worth looking into. 444 is showing up, and I'm going to leave it at that. This was a really cool reading. I didn't really know where the energy was going to shift and go into at all with these cards. And I think I'm going to do like a little shadow period after the solar eclipse reading after this. So stay on the journey, friends. Stay on the ride. I really love having you here. I love pulling cards for the collective, and I'm really hoping that these insights feel resonant to you and feel like they offer you just a little bit of something to keep you feeling groovy with your journey. If that's something I can offer, then that really means the world to me. So yeah, I'll talk to you very soon.